Welcome back to the shop, guys. Starting to put this video together, and I noticed that my original intro disappeared. So I'll make it short and sweet. We're working on the foxbody Mustang again. We're trying to get it pushed out pretty quick here. It's almost summertime, so we wanted to drive it. We're going to be doing a lot of work though. New gas tanks going in it, rust prevention on the floor, the underside of the car. Getting the tranny tore out so we can get the new clutch and everything put in it. Pinion seal swapped out. Radiators getting changed. Plugs, wires, tune up. And then at the end, it gets shipped off for an exhaust appointment finally. And that's where it's at right now. I just got back from that. So without further ado, we'll jump right in. Alright, we're getting ready to take the gas tank out. We did a little pre-work. These came out, so we're going to do it backwards, kind of. I took this brace off already. And, yeah, those ones up here, not going, and that's the one that's got the rust hole in it, so we'll have to remedy all that nonsense. Get this down and see what happens.
I'm going to do this a little differently. Lift on the strap.
Let's say, did that go right away? Yep. Yep. And there's like a half tank of gas in here too yet, so that'll add to the fun.
If I lift on the strap, I should take some pressure off here.
Yep. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'll do what it's supposed to do. Yep, those popped out.
You might have to hold on to this. I'll hold on to this. Just get one hand on there. This might be enough too.
Hang out over here, guys. Getting all these disconnected, but you can spin this thing.
Yeah, it can move.
So it's just a big rubber grommet, it looks like, but
I don't want to break it.
yeah, I don't know what's all involved on that.
No, neither. That's new to me. Ouch.
Lowered that. This.
I wonder if that's for some sort of EGR type deal. No, I gotta say that's new to me. Changed a lot of gas tanks, never seen that.
Yeah, it's different.
But we're free.
Let's drop this thing out. Boy, we're really having fun now. Got the power washer out going on underneath here. Got most of it coming out on the floor. Woo! All that stuff was stuck in frame rails and wheel wells and just hanging out underneath here. Getting all that mold and dirt off. Getting closer. Getting some of that oil off the transmission here so it's not as greasy to take apart here next week. But I think I'm gonna let all this stuff sit for a little bit, see if it'll kind of loosen up some more stuff, and then I'm gonna switch over to the hot water in a different tip and get a little bit more precise on some things. See if that hot water will definitely help a little bit more too. So we'll be back in a little bit. Get some hot water going. That way tomorrow we can do some painting. And we're back again. Another day. Time to work on some more stuff. I'm going to show you a little sneak peek behind the scenes here of what I've been working on for the last 2 days. I didn't want to bore you with you guys watching it, but been working on undercoating this thing before we put the fuel cell back in. That's gonna be nice. So just that side profile there too. When you look in through the wheel wells and stuff, see some shiny black instead of rust. But I'm gonna get you back on the ground because we're going to the engine bay today. I want to get the radiator swapped out. I'm gonna work on doing the tune-up a little bit. I got the oil filter here, not oil, but we can get the oil drained, pop the new filter on, plugs, wires, master cylinder. Hopefully by the end of the day, we're gonna put the new gas tank in, which, oh, see it way over there. We painted that too. So that should all be done, and then I think we're almost done in the back of this car, so hopefully we can get all that done today. So I'm going to drop it on the ground and keep moving. Alright, for the last week, I've had the radiator draining just because we were doing other stuff, but that's pretty much ready to come out. All the fluid should be out of it. I got the bottom hose already done because we used that to drain more, so I just got to take off this top hose, fan shroud, these two top brackets, pop right out. Just nothing crazy. Those have been on there for a while. Goodness. You guys have to see this. These old style radiator hose clamps. Some wire. We'll put all new ones on because that's scary. We have our new radiator here. The only thing that's going to be different is it's got plastic tanks instead of aluminum ones or whatever. And then it's going to have the fittings for tranny line coolers. If this is like an automatic, pretty much all the new ones I could find came with that option no matter what. So doesn't really mean anything. Just pull these plugs out, put a plug in over top of it. Don't look at it, don't have to worry about it. But before we get to that, while we've got the room and everything in here, we got one brake line that we got to fish back in there yet, and the plugs and wires, so get this air cleaner popped off. We'll do all that while we just have this extra room to deal with, so makes our life a little bit easier. Got the old plugs out now. Nothing I seen too crazy. This one's a little wet around the threads, but inside it looks fine. And then I broke two of these coming out. There's just so much EGR stuff on that one side of the motor. It's kind of tough to get in there, so that was my fault. They weren't broken in there, but once again, everything looks just fine, so nothing to worry about there. But we'll get the new ones popped in, show you what I got. We're gonna get rid of the AC Delcos that were in there and put in motor craft plugs again. Get you a part number. Brand new. This would be what came in here factory, so that'll be nice. And then just a nice set of black spark plugs with gray boots. Not too different from what's in here. Gray plugs. But I figured the black would look real nice underneath the hood and flow with everything in the car, so. Well, we got the room. I'm gonna get that brake line weaseled up in there. We haven't showed you any of that yet because it's been a mess, but right here, coming off the back of the block, and it goes down by those two, pokes out here and goes to this rubber line. So fish that through here real quick, get that connected while there's as much room as possible, and then button everything back up quick. All right. I almost got whooped on that one. We successfully got it done though. Boy, do these smog cars suck. But I'll show you what we got done here. We got all the new wires and plugs and everything. And then I did get that brake line snaked in there. So let me get you on a zoom here. Got that brake line snaked up in there. It's put in place, so it's ready to get worked on out here. Thank goodness. So I suppose it's time to redirect our attention to getting this new radiator popped in here and get that finished up. There we go. All back together. New radiator in, shroud, everything. Only thing I'm missing is new hose clamp for over there. I got one for down there, but I'm gonna wait till the car's up in the air. And I also put the new serpentine belt on while I had the radiator out, because you're not gonna get any more room than that, so that makes that a lot easier. Everything hooked up, looking good. So I don't know what we're gonna do next. Probably switch our attention back to the gas tank. I should have some help here in a little bit to get that back up in the air, so I might start working on hitting that gas tank, get the sending unit and everything plugged back into it, so when everybody shows back up, we can just slap that sucker in. So let's do that. Alright, so we're back to work on the Mustang again. I'm not sure how this is going to go yet, but we're going to try and get drive shaft taken out, work on getting the tranny taken out. I don't know if we'll have enough time today for it to completely get out, but for sure tomorrow. But detach. Looks like some 12 points. That'll be fun. Should just slide out of the tranny back here. Since it's getting new exhaust and everything, we're just going to cut it at this junction for now and get rid of all that stuff in the back so it's not in our way. Then we start working on pulling tranny mount out. And then there's 4 bolts. It'll be a little tricky. We can get the tranny itself off. And then we'll have to jimmy the bell housing around this Y piece, but that won't be so bad either. So let's get dug in and get going. Alright, we're still moving along. Everything back here came out just fine. Drive shaft disconnected. Working on getting these out. Got all this stuff cut up. This one will disappear, so don't worry about that. Now, start looking up in here at the 4 bolts that hold the rest of the tranny on. And I gotta get moving here, so I'm gonna soak these down quick so they'll pop out when we need them to here in a minute. But I'll let that do some soaking. Probably spray some stuff up in here just as a precaution, make sure everything's gonna play nice. And then when we get back in here tomorrow, Should be able to take out them 6 bolts. Shoot. Come back. I guess we'll have to go back up on top there and take the shifter off and whatnot, but that'll all be pretty easy too. So we'll see you then. Another day, we're back again. The weather here is insane. It snowed 4 or 5 inches Sunday. It's Thursday now and it's 65, supposed to be 80 in 2 days. But it made everything a muddy mess. Been gone for the last 2 days, hitting the road, doing some trucking. We're ready to get back today. Oh, look at this. Man, that thing just sits up so good. But we're gonna let dog out of the house quick since I just got back. We're gonna hop back into the shop here and get a transmission pulled out of the black Mustang so we can get the flywheel resurfaced, and hopefully we can get it on the road this weekend. Start doing some test drive. Okay, so we're getting back underneath here. Kind of show you what we got going on so far. Got the drive shaft out. We got these 2 bolts out. I forgot to soak these 2 bolts, so I'm going to start working on that. While I'm working on that, see if all these are going to bust loose. If that's the case, this should all pop out pretty easy. But in a smidge of a time crunch, so I'm probably not going to videotape a whole lot of that. So I'll get you guys back in here when it's out. Okay, so we're finally deep enough in here. We made it to the problem. Not looking great. Big, huge ridges where that stuff was stuck. But let's go in deeper. That's not supposed to be attached. Gonna need a pry bar. Oof. Yikes. That sucker was on there. Whoops. But that's why we got a brand new one. So how about them apples? Everything's out. So now we gotta wait. Flywheel's off getting resurfaced. So I was trying to think, how am I gonna spend my time while we're waiting on this stuff to come back? It's 75 degrees outside right now. Got everybody's motorbikes cleaned up. Sounds like we might go for a little bit of a ride tomorrow. So they can't be all dusty from sitting in the corner all winter. And I even got crazy. Washed the old Peterbilt up. I gotta go to work yet tonight, so that'll be nice. Early's taking a nap. So we wait. We're in limbo. Gonna power wash the tranny and stuff, get all that cleaned up, ready to go back in. I'm gonna power wash the underside of the car where the transmission was, and do some more undercoating while everything's out of the way and we can see everything. Because a week from today, car goes to get an alignment and new exhaust put on it. So trying to get it all buttoned up by this weekend, running, driving, do a test trip on it quick, make sure nothing weird happened. And then when it goes to the exhaust shop, they can just drive it in, drive it out. They don't have to push it around. Be a hassle for them. So, clean bikes, clean semi, waiting on parts. So, we'll see you when that stuff comes back. Alright, we got our parts back that we need. Flywheel's been reconditioned, ready to rock. I got everything power washed up underneath here pretty good, so there's not layers of oil and stuff, so we can do some painting while we're in here. And I went ahead and power washed the transmission and bell housing, cross member, and everything else while it was just loitering around. So with that being said, I think we're ready to start slapping some stuff back together. I don't think I'm going to videotape a whole lot because, like I said, we're kind of in a rush this week. So I'll bring you guys back in when I got the training and everything set back up in here before we bring the car on the ground and work inside to get all that hooked up again. Another day, some more progress on the Black Mustang. It has to be pretty much done in 2 days to go to the shop and get exhaust and alignment done. But let's kind of get you underneath here and see where we're at. So we got the new clutch, flywheel and everything. Whole transmission button back up. Just got to do the pinion seal quick. The drive shaft can go back in. And then I got to finish painting from about here to there. You can see where I haven't done anything yet. Oh, there's some good new stuff. And then I just finished up the gas tank. That's all installed, ready to rock. Hoping to have some gas put in it here soon because I just got done doing the oil change on it and I'm working on filling up the radiator full of coolant right now. And I just put the whole center console back together, shifter and everything, so that part's all done. Waiting on some help to show up here in a little bit. We're going to bleed all the brakes. Maybe if we're lucky today, we might drive it today. It could be close. But maybe you guys want to see something a little different. What are we doing? Can anybody guess what's going on here? Don't look at too much. But whatever we get done today is all you guys are going to see until it's done and returned. So hopefully we got a little bit more for you. Bleed the brakes. And yeah, hopefully would love to see a test drive yet out of it. Today or tomorrow for sure. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. We're ready to test it out finally. We're back on the ground. All the wheels and everything are back on. So now the last thing to test really is, do we have a clutch finally and will it move? So let's see if it'll start up first. A little loud right now with no exhaust, but shall we try first gear? I didn't try too hard to keep it from dying, but we got a gear now, guys. Let's see if we have reverse. Yep. Brakes feel a little funny. Let's try one more time. Brakes went straight to the floor. That's not what we're looking for. Windows still work. It's getting a little stuffy in here, but why do brakes don't work? So the car's rolling downhill because the shop's just naturally has a grade to the inside of it towards the drain. Like the pedal's very spongy, but the car will roll. When you hit it, it stops, but it's like all the way at the floor. So we're gonna have to look into something there, but we got what we were after. It moves, so I guess we'll go back to some brake work. And then, say, tonight it's gotta be loaded up. It goes to the exhaust shop tomorrow, so we'll be back in touch. So there you have it, guys. That's where we're gonna leave off for now. Mustang's dropped off at the shop, getting exhaust and alignment done. We're getting down there. We don't have a whole lot left to do. Waiting on a few parts to show up yet, but we're getting super close. It's almost ready. So with that being said, we're gonna keep carrying on, move on to something else for a little bit. But once again, go down there, give us some more comments, some feedback, some questions, whatever you guys got. Make sure you're liking the videos so we can get some more traction going on here. Share it around, show it to some other people. Maybe they might like what we're doing here too. But until then, that's all I got. So we'll see you guys back at the shop.